Body, Mind, Spirit. I'm Jane, and you get to watch this on a replay. I've pre-recorded this, that's the word. I've pre-recorded this because by the time you're watching this, I am going to be in Costa Rica. I'm very excited because I'm ready for all of the plant medicine. For example, I am so prepared for mango and avocado and papaya and maracuya and all of the fruit and all of the vegetables that grow there in like real ancient soil that actually has nutrients in it. What? Like they don't do the mass agriculture like they do here. And the mass agriculture here takes away the nutrients of the food, and not to mention the genetic modifications of so many of the non-organic foods that basically take away all of the medicinal properties of the food, right? I forgot who said, let food be thy medicine. That's true. Food is medicine, right? If we actually eat from the earth, it provides all of the medicine that we need to actually stay healthy. And if we're ill, it has a lot of the earth has a lot of medicines that help us heal, right? Like when we're not feeling well. It's like if we can learn what plants and plant medicine support our health and wellness, we can get by a whole lot easier. And it saves a lot of money because I don't know if y'all know this, but like doctor visits, co-pays, pharmaceuticals, that shit's pricey. So I am definitely not saying to not use allopathic, like Western doctor care. Love them. They all have their place and they know so much about pharmaceuticals. And if you also want to take some of your own health into your hands, I'm going to just share some things with you that I have been using and practicing in my life. None of this is to substitute any medical advice. Ask your doctor before doing anything or changing anything. Y'all know this. I'm not telling you what to do whatsoever. However, I am sharing with you some knowledge that I know and that I'm also going to be pulling from this. It was a gift. It's called Herbal Goddess. But it has some really cool information that I want to share. So I mentioned last week about dandelion tea just because I was drinking it. I didn't mention it very much. But dandelion tea. So yeah, I'm just gonna, if you want to take notes, you might like this. Um, and all of the stuff that I'll be sharing with you is pretty accessible in your stores. Everything that I mentioned, I would always encourage getting organic because I don't think our bodies like to ingest pesticides. Crazy concept, I know. But whatever, you do you. So, yeah, so last week I was drinking some dandelion tea, and so first of all, a question that I get is, how do I know what I need? How do I know how much to take? Well, that's where we start to listen to our own like internal guidance, our own intuition, our bodies, and a lot of us don't have practice with that. So I highly encourage getting into the practice of asking yourself, like, what do I need, and being able to feel the difference. That might look like muscle testing, this and that and the other. When I get back from Costa Rica, if y'all remind me, I will go over some muscle testing stuff because that's just fun. I love muscle testing. It's just a fun thing that our bodies do because our bodies know what it wants and what it doesn't want. So anyway, so come on in. So dandelion tea, I want to talk about this. So dandelion tea is made from dandelions, like the weeds that like many of us had to pull out of the yard when we were kids and out of the driveway and stuff. Yo, dandelions are medicinal. The leaves, you can make dandelion salads. I've had people use the dandelion leaves with other leaves and make like pesto. So delicious. But the leaves can be used for tea. So you can harvest it yourself, dry it, do your thing. You can also buy it in tea bags. You can also buy it loose. But dandelion is a liver cleanser. It's kind of bitter. Um, when I have taken it, when I've needed it, the more my body needs it, the nastier it tastes. That's a fun one. If I don't need it, like if my liver is like, I'm good to go, I drink it and I'm like, God, this is so good. I could drink it all the time. If my liver maybe has been taxed because of maybe the pollutants that they keep spraying in the air, or maybe I ate out a couple meals and nobody around here tends to offer organic foods. My body's trying to process that. It normally doesn't have to because I normally cook for myself. So when I do drink the dandelion tea, sometimes it's really bitter. And I'm like, great. This one time I had COVID, and I drank some dandelion tea and it was the nastiest. Blech. But I know I needed it because my body was filtering a lot of that stuff. It also, some say it helps in the liver cleansing to release heavy metals from it. Heavy metals are in the foods, the food supply, and it's in the water supply, and heavy metals are now in the air supply because the planes, not the commercial planes, but the other planes that are spraying cadmium and barium and stuff and lithium into the atmosphere, those are heavy metals. So we need to get this out of the body if you want. So I use dandelion tea on a regular basis. Um, Another tea that I use, and I know that it's in here, let me find it. So I use nettle, stinging nettle tea. And I did not realize that some of the stuff was in this book. I never looked at that one. Um, anyway, that's cool. So stinging nettle, you can harvest it yourself. Apparently you need gloves because it has little like spiky things that will stick in your hand. That doesn't sound like fun. I just buy it. I do. I buy my stinging nettle. I buy it in like this big, like bulk package. Um, that I don't know. I know it's cheaper, but I get it in bulk and it's great. So nettle, I want to read to you a little bit about nettle. So this is what it looks like when it's fresh. So if you see like there, I don't know if you can see the little stickities on there. They're no fun. Um, so okay. Yeah, the stingers are on the stalks of it. So nettles have been used as medicine for hundreds of years. They are extremely nutrient dense. So they are good for detoxifying and cleansing, which I feel like we can all use that. But check this out. Nettle also eases exhaustion, frustration, and sensitivity. When you're just like, I'm too sensitive, I can't handle this right now. It helps with that. It actually like chills us out a bit, but it's not a sedative. And it doesn't have caffeine in it because it's herbal, so it doesn't get you jacked up. So you can drink it. I'm gonna look to see if there are any like contraindications and I'll let you know. Um, but some other things about nettle, it is one of the highest in protein. I talked to so many people that are like, I need more protein, 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 because that was added into the stories of all the things that we were told. Um, so it has a lot of protein, and it builds and cleans the blood, and it tones and detoxifies the liver. Look at that, another liver one. And it helps the kidneys work more efficiently. So if anyone out there has ever had kidney issues or liver issues or blood issues, so if you've had immune system or oh, what's it called? Not immune system, autoimmune stuff where the body just like fights itself, nettle tea might be really good for you. By the way, I think it's delicious. It tastes kind of like a plant. It tastes green. And it is kind of green. When you steep it, it's kind of green. Um, let's see, what else does it do that I can add? It is, I feel like I read it for, oh, it's really good for allergies. If you have allergies, which now is a big time where I'm talking to people and they're like, I can't breathe, I've got allergies. Nettle tea is the jam, yo. It helps so much. You can boil it, like you can not boil it, but you can pour boiling water over it like you would steep a tea. I use room temperature water. I use room temperature filtered water. I pour it over like a big thing of nettle that I put in the cylinder, and it's in this big glass tea jar thing. I think it's actually made for cold brew coffee. I don't know. You'd make it for tea. Anyway, so I just pour my filtered water over that and I let it sit in the windowsill for a few hours. I think that's a garbage truck. That was really interesting sound. Sounded like a really big like car fart. Anyway, so then I just drink it, and I drink like 16 ounces of it or so, and every time. Um, so you can do that, or you can steep it like you would tea with hot water. It's up to you. You can do either. Something else that I think is really cool about nettle is it helps us get out of the habit and get off of caffeine. So if you are cutting caffeine back in your habit, but you want something, you can replace it with nettle. It doesn't give you a jolt. However, it does give you the minerals that the caffeine in the coffee has zapped out of you. Nettle tea, nettle herb, when you drink it, is so full of so many beautiful minerals. These aren't the heavy metals that are hurting us. These are the minerals that let our blood work well, that give us the structure of our body. Nettle is great for this, y'all. Um, it helps not only restore kidney function, it helps restore adrenal function. Last week, I don't know if you remember, I was talking about the nervous system, how it kind of gets on like, Goo. Well, if you're working with your nervous system trying to calm that shit down, drink some nettle tea and it helps to heal the body after it's been in adrenal fatigue. Um, I love nettle so much. It's like legit one of my favorites. You can also use it on your body for different things. You can eat it depending on if you get the stingers off. Just putting that out there. Um, so don't just pick it and eat it. One, it'll hurt your hands. And I cannot even imagine like yeah. Anyway, so there's that. Something else that I wanted to talk about, another plant medicine. So I get to go to a permaculture farm in Costa Rica and stay there. And they have cacao trees on the farm. And they grow a lot of turmeric and a bunch of other foods. And so I will be holding a cacao ceremony down there, and I'm so excited. And I'm really excited, like to play with this turmeric. Apparently, it's a lot of turmeric, and I've not grown turmeric here in North Carolina, but apparently you can. I've grown garlic and a bunch of other stuff, so I'm like, I want to do the turmeric. So I'm excited to kind of get my hands in that. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the turmeric. So turmeric is the yellow powder when you go to the grocery store. When you get it whole, it looks it's like a root. That's what it is. And it's that really bright, like orangey yellow color, and it makes that powder when you get it in the store. It's so good. It tastes a little bit like dirt. Not super dirty, but it definitely tastes like earthy. Um, and I put it in so much. You can, if you get the root and you slice it, you can just pour hot water over this and like a slice of ginger and have a ginger turmeric tea, add some honey and a little lemon juice. Yum. Throw a little cinnamon in there. Start your day like that. Game changer. But I put turmeric powder in at least a tablespoon in something every day. It's anti-inflammatory. What? When we have inflammation, that's when our body starts to get sick. When the body is stressed, it becomes inflamed. The inflammation is the first sign of dis-ease. It's the first sign physically that something's not okay, right? So the energy of stress then turns into the body going, now I'm going to become inflamed. I'm going to become more acidic. I'm going to have more cortisol in here, right? So the body then shows up physically what the energy was behind it, which was say stress. I can't get enough done. I'm running out of time, right? Whatever that is. Energy precedes matter. This is how it works. And so then we get inflamed, and then our body can't be inflamed for long. So that's why the nervous system, check the last episode of Body, Mind, Spirit, I go into that. The nervous system um, navigating to calm it down is really important. So if you've had years of an experience in your life where you've been stressed for most of your life, most of us have, it's time to start taking care and heal it through food. We can take blood pressure medicines all day, but if we don't navigate, one, the stress, and two, the physical inflammation, then we're not helping ourselves, right? So anyway, turmeric. I love it. So turmeric, not only is it anti-inflammatory, it is healing in so many ways. It also boosts your immune system. We all want a healthier immune system, right? It detoxifies, it cleanses, and it's nutrient dense. It gives us a sense of groundedness, of willpower. It helps with determination. It's effects of the mind and the spirit. And it grants a sense of safety and induces courage, according to this. So, um, you don't want to use tons of it. Like I said, I use a tablespoon every day. I've been doing this for years, right? If you use a large quantity, I don't know what a large quantity is for you, but if you do, it can upset your stomach a little bit. So just know that. It's not common. Um, so, if you have, it says if you have a history of stomach disorders, to just start off slowly, like a half a teaspoon, and then a teaspoon, then a teaspoon and a half. Just work your way up, right? Listen to yourself. Um, be careful with it on your skin. It'll stay in your skin. Not forever. Don't worry. Nothing's permanent. Nothing's permanent. Okay. So you can make a tea out of this. They make tea, organic ones that are like, they're usually ginger and turmeric. If you put a little bit of black pepper in it, just a little, just a sprinkle, it increases the effectiveness of the turmeric. And we're still in the cooler times. We haven't reached full on spring yet. So we're definitely in that timeline. So it's still a good time to get these spices in the body and these heat building plant medicines in the body to continue to give us energy instead of us going to sugar based things to get the hit of energy, which causes inflammation, an acidic body, and it also is a little cooling on the body when we actually need to build some heat right now. Not just because the temperature, just because the energy of everything. So love me some turmeric so much. Um, it has so many good things in it. Like, I'm just reading that you can heal a stomach with it. It helps to heal the lining of the stomach. It helps to heal the lining of the stomach, and it has antibacterial properties. So if you start to feel like you're getting sick, get some turmeric. Put it in your food. Drink some tea. It's medicine. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. No, 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 like negative effects, right? Other than if it stains your skin, but who cares? It does come off eventually. Okay, so I wanted to share about turmeric. Um, I don't want to talk about echinacea, although it is great. It can have some contraindications that are not the easiest to navigate. So I'm not going to talk about that. Elderberry is amazing. I get local elderberry syrup that I know people who make it here. So they use the local honey, they use the local elderberries. Be careful with that because they look just like pokeweed berries. I think that's how you say it. I don't make it myself anyway. Um, but I take a tablespoon of elderberry syrup every day. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is the power of cinnamon. You can make cinnamon tea. Did you know that? So, cinnamon is warming, it's stimulating, it's astringent, which when you look at like Ayurveda, which is a sister science of yoga, it's like a science based for the body, health, and wellness. It's astringent is We all need a little astringent in our diet, and it promotes and enhances digestion. Hey, look at that digestion. If you've ever experienced stress in your life, your digestion, your whole digestive system goes a little wonky. So you might get acid reflux, you might get an upset stomach, you might lose your appetite, you might become ravenous. Um, a lot of times, our body's health and wellness will show up in our digestive issues. If you're constipated, or if you have diarrhea, or if you're like, I only poop every couple days, your digestive system is a little wonky. It is. No judgment. So these are where the plants come in handy, because the pharmaceuticals just bind us up in other ways. So we have to take more pharmaceuticals to keep rectifying what the first one did in the first place. Again, I'm not telling you to get off the pharmaceuticals. They all have their place, and they all have their time. They all have their expiration date. So cinnamon, piece of hair wrapped around my finger. I don't like that feeling. I'm trying to get it off. Bonus thing about curls is when it wraps around your finger, you're like, I can't get it off. Anyway, so yeah, some of the effects on the body and the mind, or the mind and the spirit, sorry. It induces joy, freeing, and it's inspiring. Yes, feel free and inspired. And if all I gotta do is drink some cinnamon tea or put some cinnamon in my oatmeal, so good. Um, if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, avoid medicinal doses. Okay. So what they I like that they talk about cinnamon tea. I'm going to find this. Yeah, cinnamon tea. Oh, it also helps your blood sugar, by the way. The author simmers up a quart of cinnamon tea and keeps it in the fridge. Pours 4 cups of water into the saucepan. Add 4 cinnamon sticks. Simmer for 10 minutes. Add some sweetener if you like. Add some nut milk if you like, or cow milk if that's what you do. Little vanilla, good to go. You can drink it 20 minutes after your meal, and it helps to balance your blood sugar. Yeah, rewind that one, rewind that one, rewind that and write that one down. That was pretty good. You can drink cinnamon tea. Again, it's cinnamon. You can add fennel, licorice root, and it helps an upset stomach. You can just drink cinnamon tea, which is hot water and cinnamon sticks. Like, you can add other stuff. You can even take um, some honey and mix it with cinnamon and eat the honey and cinnamon together. You can take in the mornings, um, especially in the summer when it's warmer and eating raw fruit is easier to digest. That's weird how the light just did the thing. Um, but you can put some honey and cinnamon on your fruit in the morning, and it keeps your blood sugar stable so you don't get the blood sugar spike. What? By eating the fruit in the morning. So you get the fiber, you get the water, you get the nutrients of the fruit. The honey has antibacterial properties. It's moisturizing on the lips, has bee pollen in it from that season, so it's good for allergies if you get local honey. And then the cinnamon helps your blood sugar, and it helps to um, keep us healthy. So I wanted to share just some of these things, right? Dandelion tea, stinging nettle, turmeric, and cinnamon. I would not mix all of them together at all. Nope. I just think it would taste bad. But the cinnamon and turmeric go really well together. They're friends. I like them. But yeah, like, I think my point is, this is body, mind, spirit. So I just shared some ways that these plants and herbs, right, roots, what we call weeds in the garden, are medicinal. And when we use plant medicine for healing and for health and wellness, it also changes our emotional um, body, because we're taking care of ourselves in a natural way. There's something that just, it just feels good. It just feels good. Can't help it. It just does. Um, and it helps our spiritual body because we remember that the plant is a living thing and it's medicine. And it's literally sacrificing its life to nourish us and to heal us. And if we grow it ourselves, then we create a deeper relationship with it, a more reverent relationship with it. We honor the plant more. And when we do that, we charge it with more love. And then it becomes more medicinal. We are a part of this life cycle. Like, we're not separate from the earth. She's not here just to give us what we want. We're here to work in tandem with her, to be stewards of her, to love her and to take what she has to give us as the magic and medicine that it is. So if you have any plants that you love, that really support your health and wellness, like leave it in the comment section. I want to know what really strikes your fancy. Um, like I said, dandelion is my go-to for liver support. Nettle is really great for when I'm feeling like I need more minerals, more strength, just in my body, my mind. It helps me with mental clarity and focus. The turmeric is great just for all over health and wellness, keeping my inflammation down because I do live in an environment where there's stuff that inflames, and cinnamon because I like to keep my blood pressure steady and it tastes delicious, right? So, um, yeah, that's my invitation is like to see what kind of teas maybe you can and or plants or herbs or whatever spices you can add into your life to increase your health and your wellness. Um, I know for many years I was so focused on just doing the baseline to get me by, like I just need to eat this many calories or whatever. And then I was more focused on like how I was going to get, or yeah, like not how I was going to get, but just like I was more concerned about like where am I going to go drinking tonight, or like how am I going to party this weekend? And I've taken all that energy and focus to what medicines of this earth can support my life and longevity. So that's my invitation. So, like I said, let me know in the comments and I will see you all soon. I'll come back all refreshed, hopefully. Hopefully I'll come back. No, I'm coming back. Just kidding. But do take care of yourselves and each other and take care of your body and your mind and your spirit. And remember how loved you are, okay? I will see y'all soon.